A lot of people asking this question. Is Steph Curry now a top 10 player of all time? And you saw a lot of people talking about it on TV. A lot of people saying, yes, he's in the top 10. But you know what's interesting, Rob? I didn't see anybody else. And I saw a few guys say he's in the top 10, but they didn't give lists. And we've been saying over the last few days, last week or so, people, when they say top 10 of all time, they're really thinking of about 13, 14, 15 guys. And it's easy to just throw out 15 guys that are in the top 10, but it's harder when you say, okay, who is that top 10? And so I, unlike many, made a list. And here's my list of 10 players, Rob Parker. And Steph Curry is on it. Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, Tim Duncan, Kobe Bryant, Larry Bird, Steph Curry, Shaquille O'Neal, and Bill Russell. Now, I'm going to get right to it because we want to definitely get callers and see what they think about is Steph in the top 10. But the guy that's missing, I think the most prominent guy, is Wilt Chamberlain. And here's a few ways I look at this, Rob. Number one, in my opinion, when you're dealing with better or best, it's not a checklist of skills because you got different players with different skill sets that play different positions that have different roles on their teams, even if they're the star. And so I don't think can be a checklist of skills because if that were the case, Aaron Rodgers would be better than Tom Brady. He's got his skills, if just a checklist of skills, more mobile, things like that, stronger arm. David Robinson might beat Shaq in a skills test. So I don't think it's a checklist of skills. I also don't think it's a game of one-on-one. Oh, Kyrie would beat Steph in a game of one-on-one, so he's better. I mean, if that's true. But, I don't think that would make him better. We had Tracy McGrady on, Rob, a couple weeks ago, remember? He said LeBron's the best player of this era. But I think there's several guys that would beat him in one-on-one. So to me, obviously statistics, championships, context, all of that matters. But I also think a huge thing that, in my opinion, I put in there is impact on winning. How do you impact winning as the star? And that's why I think Steph Curry impacts winning as much as just about anybody. And so I've got him in my top 10. And I looked at this too, Rob, as I wrap this up. Would the players, because I've said it before, this is not new. I have long said today's players are under intense scrutiny. We scrutinize them more than any other generation of players has been scrutinized. A lot of that's just the culture's changed where we got shows like this one. You got debate shows on TV every single day. You've got technology where you can see all the games now. You didn't used to be able to do things like that. So all of that's led to intense scrutiny. And when I look at, in particular, Wilt Chamberlain, who I've called the NBA record book, the biography of Wilt Chamberlain, because his numbers are that good. But when you really look at them closely, and again, the way we do with players today, Wilt Chamberlain had 2 championships. Wilt Chamberlain, Rob, averaged 30 points in the regular season. In the finals, he averaged 18. 18. All right, Rob, Wilt Chamberlain, and I'm not taking away from his greatness. He's awesome. I'm just telling you why I didn't have him in my top 10. He's still right close. Rob, he had finals games in which he played all game long. I ain't even talking about 40 minutes. I'm talking about 48 minutes. And he had finals games, Rob, where he scored 4 points. He had 2 where he scored 5 points. He had 2 where he scored 8 points. He had 2 where he scored 10 points. And he had 3 where he scored 12 points. And another he scored 13. And he's played the same number of finals games as Steph Curry. Steph Curry's never finished in single digits in a finals game. And people can't give me, well, Russell had all these Hall of Famers and Wilt didn't have. Wilt played 4 years with Jerry West, one of the all-time greats. And they 2 of those years they had Elgin Baylor, another all-time great. And 2 of those years they had Gail Goodrich, who's a Hall of Fame guard in his own right. And they got 1 ring. And Rob, Wilt, people felt in many cases Wilt kind of got a little shook going against another really great center. I mean, Russell, he put up numbers against Russell, but Russell obviously beat him most of the time. Willis Reed beat him. Kareem beat him. And the championship he won, his second championship, Rob, with the Lakers, Willis Reed was hurt, didn't even play in those finals. And they beat the Knicks in 5. And half of the best players in the world were in the ABA. Dr. J, Rick Barry, George Gervin, guys like that, Dan Issel. And so I just feel like if we were, can you imagine us sitting on Undisputed with Skip the day after, or First Take with Stephen A the day after, or First Things First, my show, after Wilt Chamberlain scored 5 points in the finals game and played 48 minutes? So all of that told, you were crushing Steph for scoring 16. And so I think you'd crush Wilt for scoring 8 and 4. And so that's how I came to my top 10. Steph's, his stuff speaks for itself. Only small player to ever be the centerpiece of a full dynasty. I think they're a full dynasty. 4 championships, 8 years. Obviously, Durant was a part of that, but Isaiah Thomas was the centerpiece of a mini dynasty with the 2 championships with the Pistons. But this, I think, is a full dynasty. And, there's other things, but that's my list.
Yeah, I don't agree with Steph being in the top 10, but you got your own, this is your list. There's no math to it. This is what you believe. Wilt Chamberlain, obviously, they changed the rules for him to change the NBA rules because he's such a dominant player. And sure, he had his failures. Jerry West was 1-8 in finals. There's all kinds of people who were great players who maybe didn't, if he would have won maybe 10 championships, it would be different, and obviously he didn't.
It would. Yes, it would.
I'm just saying.
It absolutely would.
Yeah, it would be different.
He'd be the GOAT.
Yeah, it would
with
be
his
different.
numbers
but
and 10 championships.
Right. With that, yeah, but it didn't happen. So, yeah, I just think you could look at it. I still, even with the 4th championship, I don't think things have changed that much for me. Did he answer a couple of questions? Sure, he won the finals MVP. You give him credit for that. I don't have my list. I didn't do a list, but if I did it just off of thinking about it, I probably would have him in the next group or top 15 or top 20, because I think there's other things that are important to make Steph win, and Steph needs other things. I don't think it's totally on him. And we've seen those moments.
You think it's totally on any of those guys in that?
No,
list?
no. But but we've seen. I just don't have the body of work that makes me feel like that. And he came through for them in this series, but not having the big shots, having a couple championships with another great player. No, I'm talking about just in general.
Oh, but this series he hit big shots.
I don't. Which one? What was the biggest shot he hit for you?
I think he hit several last night.
No, I'm asking which one?
I'll give you a few.
Yeah,
when Grant Williams scores a 3-point play to cut it with about 6.5 minutes left, cuts it to 9 points, and he comes down and drives by. They get Al Horford in a switch, drives by him, hits a layup. Then a few minutes later, Horford hits a 3 and to cut it to 10. And then Steph comes back and does the same thing. He hit like 3 driving layups in a row, and then the dagger 3 to put him up 15 and basically end it. And those are big shots to me because they staved off a potential run by the Celtics. And the reason they were up so big was because he was in the process of scoring 34 points throughout the night.
Yeah.
So I'm not the one that says Ray Allen hit that shot in Game 6 in 2013, so he was the best player on the team.
No,
I mean that's ridiculous.
I don't look at a double-digit lead as a big shot. There's no pressure
when
to
you
make a basket.
when you built the double-digit lead. Was there pressure on him in Game 4?
No, I'm talking about there's no pressure when you talk about.
You're talking about one shot,
making a shot to keep a 10-point lead. There's no pressure there.
What was Shaq's big shot?
There's no. I'm talking about Steph.
Asking you.
Steph's no.
What was Shaq? Well, that's your end all be all. Hit one big shot.
Here you go. Can I talk?
I'm asking you.
Can I talk? Steph is the great. You call him the greatest shooter, but you can't give me a shot.
I don't only.
Okay?
I mean, everybody you've had on the show has called him the greatest shot.
I never called
I just
Shaq.
gave you a few shots.
Those are not big shots. Stop it,
okay.
Chris.
They were in the NBA Finals. They were in Game 4. They were about to go down 3-1. Really? He didn't hit any big shots in Game 4 to score 43 in a must-win?
When they make a highlight reel of Steph Curry, they're going to show those shots, Chris?
One shot. It's got to be one. Yes,
Chris,
they are.
No, they won't. Stop it. Oh, yeah, Steph gave him kept the lead to 10. Oh, yeah.
This is what I'm talking about, folks.
That was an unbelievable shot.
Emotion,
Steph kept the lead in double digits.
Logic.
Oh, my God.
One shot.
Oh,
That's
my
what
God.
defines everything.
No.
Did you hit a buzzer
He has
beater?
none. He
That's
has zero.
Where's Shaq's big shot, Rob?
Zero.
Where's Shaq's?
He averaged 30 in the playoffs. He didn't need one. Okay?
Steph averages 27 in the NBA Finals. He didn't need one. That's
Chris,
what I just told you.
You're talking about shots that will never even make his highlight reel.
Really?
When he do his highlight
Game 4
reel,
doesn't make his highlight reel.
No, I asked you about a big shot.
Fans are listening to you going, what?
No, what big shot? Because
the whole game was big shots.
No, it wasn't. Stop it. That's not what a big shot is, Chris. You got to have a rub like, oh, my God.
Yeah,
we're down 3. My God, we needed that basket, not to build a lead or to maintain a lead. That's not a big shot.
It's
just like taking a shot where you take a shot where the game is tied and you hit the buzzer beater on a tie game. That ain't like taking a shot when you're down 1 or down 2 when you make a 3 to win the game. It ain't the same shot.
So is Kyrie Irving in your top 10? He hit a big shot.
He ain't no top 10.
Is Ray Allen in your top 10?
No.
I mean, that's what you're boiling it down to.
No, but I'm saying if you're going to
No, that's what you're boiling it down to. You're ignoring everything else because it's one shot. You're going to sit here and say Steph Curry's not a great shooter.
I didn't say that.
You acting like I'm bugging by saying Steph Curry's is he not a great shooter?
All I'm saying is if you talk to people and say, who would you give the ball and make a big shot in a big moment? Nobody picks Steph. How the hell are you going to be the best shooter of all time?
Actually, I heard Reggie Miller pick Steph.
Yeah, he's being
so I don't know what
on television.
So he's lying on national television.
He's being
just because you may lie on national television don't mean he does.
So you calling me a liar now, though?
No, are you calling Reggie Miller a liar?
No, I'm not.
If that's how we do, no. But you're saying he's not telling the truth.
I said he's being nice.
You just said it. That you said he's not telling the truth.
Did I call him a liar?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I said he was being nice.
Okay, then take him at his word. He said
he's
Steph
being
Curry.
Nice. Being nice.
Oh, so he's lying.
You said that.
This is what I'm talking about, folks.